Come on. I'll get you. I'll get you. So the very first chapter of my oldest publication is Future Drugs and Other Sciences. In this chapter, I crashed a car into a stop sign and a fire hydrant, depicted here in this part paintbrush painting mixed with paint pens. This is a transitional piece for me from traditional graffiti instruments into more classical studio tools like paintbrushes and raw canvas. And then this is more experimenting with the clip Mod Podge, taking misprints of my poems and putting them with relevant pieces that I have. I did that Circus on there because when we cleaned out my grandma's stuff, she had like a ashtray from every single fucking hotel in Vegas. Every one of them on the strip, dude. She stole that many ashtrays. And then all the background is like me like testing paint pens with little dots, or like me and my niece colored when she was very, very small. I like these two together, this one and this one. It's kind of, the light's not great, so it's kind of hard to see. But I call this the luckiest man in the world. Crashed a car, parked it in front of his house, told the cops a ghost did it, got away with it. This dude, I like to picture this. He's driving up a mountain, then boom, and he finds out it's a volcano. Oh no, and his car gets blown. This is that trash art I was telling you about. Trash art from around the neighborhood. It's a fucked up little Matchbox car. Boom, he gets blown off the fucking volcano. Boom, he's flying in the air, and then boom, he gets electrocuted. Unluckiest dude in the world. So as you can see, I retained some of my childlike humor and charms. And then more trash from around the house, busted cassette, old board, trasher. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. For a studio, this is a pretty shitty lighting situation, but this is my fictitious skateboard company, Rochola. I found a broken penny board one day walking home and bolted it up, all in its pieces and stuff. It's pretty sick. What I would consider the shining star of the studio space here in Studio B is my workbench. I love this thing. I love a lot of the wood furniture that's in my house made out of these. Hey, chill, bro. I'm trying to make a realistic movie here, bro. Calm down. Now you on camera. You don't like being on camera. You just want some attention because the attention's not on you, mate. Attention's not on you when Dad's in the studio. I hate the studio. Yeah, I talked to my Australian shepherd in Australian. Come on, Dad. Oh, yeah. You want to play? You want to go in the backyard? Let's go in the backyard. Come on. All right, let's leave that dickhead out there for a bit. Studio B. This is my stool. I'm gonna reupholster it. I got a fucking reupholstery, I got a upholstery staple gun. I just haven't decided on a material that I'm gonna use. So, what I love about this bench, and a lot of the other plywood furniture in my house, I'll show you that eventually, is that all of these planks of plywood came from the next door where my neighbor's house caught on fire. I talked about it before on the channel. We'll talk about it again, I'm sure. He had started to build a fence. He was using these as fence posts because he didn't know what he was doing. So I went and took them all and I made some plant stands and some nightstands and a workbench. And then as you can see here, I started playing around with wood burning. It's really fun. I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of screwed shit together, so it's very unstable and it creaks, and like the boards were warped. You don't really fucking, it's not really a table, it's not a bar, it's not a workbench. It's just kind of a stand for painting and letting paintings dry. Yeah, more wood burning, little collection, showing stuff. Probably edit this out. Aesthetics are important, I think you can tell. Need that drip. Some neighbor that I had told me about this like Buddhist meditation of letting inspiration and serenity, all of the good things of the universe drip into your... But I think I need to go check on the dingo real quick. See how he's doing. He's in the outback. That's what we call the backyard. Hey, Paw Patrol, come on. I like to do a lot of art for the sake of doing art. A skull is just kind of a meditative practice. These are some pieces. A buddy of mine looked at that and said, wow, you spent hours on that just to look like Keith Haring did it. And I was like, damn, that sucks. Skulls with glasses. It's like I'm getting into painting with a brush more. I think this was my first foray with a skull in a long time with just a brush. This is gonna sound fucking ridiculous because I know some of you write books, but I literally had a dream where I was playing cards with Hunter S. Thompson, and this kind of reminds me of the image that I had. He looked ghostly. It was fucking crazy, which is nuts because I get compared to him a lot. Basically just because I'm a writer who's wild and maybe does or doesn't do drugs, you know. It was strange. I have a lot of powerful dreams. I think it's ironic that I got arrested at a Burger King and it changed the course of my life when I was a teenager. Keep that there to remind me where I came from. Cell block. You know what I'm saying? Look at these. We all know I wear glasses. These are my work. Safety first, baby. Nothing's getting through those. Those are bulletproof, son. Eventually, the finished version of this, I'm gonna probably like put some more wood between these and across the back, and over there the same thing. And this white side has kind of been tagged up and painted over, buffed it. This is gonna be kind of like the drip area, painting area, since it's closer to the light. And then I'm gonna stain this once I get the wood burns that I want on there, all of them. Yeah, some poly and stain. So it'll be like kind of nice. Put your drink over here, have a little ashtray, and then over here is where it gets dirty. You can catch a tag, you can fucking dry some paint, splash some paint. I'm sure, you know, I haven't really been going wild with, you know, once you own a place, it's like easy to splash paint on an apartment that you don't give a shit about the lease or the landlord, I feel like. Or in a studio space that you rent where it's okay. When you own the spot, it's taken me a couple years to be all right with fucking shit up with some splattered paint. Partially my graffiti character. This is just a little cruiser board. I set this up as a cruiser and I was like collecting stickers. I had a really fun session on this thing in the rain in Minneapolis. That's where I got it. That's why we got that. But I also broke my arm on this board. But then I turned it around. Actually, this is kind of wild. That's the nose. And it's going this way. I'm Goofy. Mad Dog. I call this the Mad Dog. It's like the Santa Cruz Jammer. I skate it backwards because the nose is so steep that it feels like an old 80s tail, and the tail is so shallow that it feels like an old 80s nose, but it's got like kind of a new era concave. And I had it on big cruiser wheels, and it was so much fun to ride around on. Felt like a little kid. And then just more skulls, weird knickknacks and stuff. So these two pieces this is kind of my new venture into 3D kind of trash art, some broken tiles, a broken figurine, poetry that I did, kind of did some clip art with that. Like I have like a porcelain china set, and I broke one of the spoons, and it's so beautiful. I didn't want to get rid of it. I was like, let's save it. And it all kind of stems from a project I was working on where when I bought this house, it's kind of in like a underserved community, so there was a lot of garbage just in the yard. So I started making like little 3D things of that. Show you some of those eventually. Then it turned into like little things like this figurine. It's a little Japanese sailor thing that I found at a thrift store, and it broke because of this guy. So I just didn't want to get rid of it. I mean, I don't really trust my super glue skills, and that they're never really the same when that kind of shit happens. I remember hearing about this form of Japanese art where you break pottery and then you put it back together with some kind of gold stuff, and it like that in itself is the kind of art. So this is kind of taken from that. And I use shugu. I don't know if you can see getting in there underneath some of the stuff in there. There's a little black shugu.